Let me turn that off. All right. Let me turn that off. That might cause issues later. Oh, let me turn this around. Should it be this way? I think it should be this way. I think that's a bit better. I don't know if it matters. Oh, mate, how's everybody doing? I don't even know. You don't even know. I just felt like I'm in. Well, where am I? I don't even know where I am. Northwest 8. Northwest 8. Just gonna talk, see what happens. I don't know. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Christmas been? Hope you had a good time. I guess I just feel like, I don't know, man. I've been seeing a lot lately, and it's just kind of make me think about myself, my childhood, trauma, things I've been through. And I guess I've kind of known for a while that, I don't really talk about stuff or don't really deal with it. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe it isn't. I don't know. All I know is that we are on the 29th of December, 2021. A few days away from 2022. And yeah, I feel like the stuff I just don't want to carry anymore, I don't know, it's just I need therapy. That's what it comes down to. I need therapy. Either that or just need to get laid, one of them. Whichever's cheaper. Whichever's cheaper and easier, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it's let's talk about the 2021 year. It's been okay. I mean, I guess it's been a decent year. It's been a good year. I mean, it's very easy to get caught up and focused on all the negative things, and I try not to do that, because I think there has been some positives. I did some TV work. Was it TV or was it movie? I can't remember. It might have been both, actually. But I did some extras work, some acting gigs, which is really cool. It was cool to do that. And one which was a speaking role, actually, which I don't get too often. So that was really cool to do that. I don't think I'm allowed to say what that particular production is, because I don't think it's out yet. There's like NDAs that you gotta sign and stuff. But yeah, I did have a speaking role. So hopefully that makes it through to the final cut. And you might see me in a movie or a TV show. I can't remember if it was a movie or a TV show they were filming. It kind of feels like it gets a bit of a blur sometimes between which ones are movies and which ones are TV shows. I think this one was a movie, but whatever it was, yeah. Hopefully by the time that's out, yeah, I might be in something or not. We'll see how it goes. But what else? What's else happened this year? I guess I've mostly just been doing the YouTube and trying to, doing the cab work and trying to earn the monies and that whole thing. And I guess that's been most of what I've been doing, like the videos and stuff. I mean, it's good that I managed to keep going with the videos. I think just being able to find time to keep doing that, I think that's been pretty cool. Might not sound like much to a lot of people, but for me it's a cool thing, just how things have been for me, and especially how tight things got the previous year, and even up until maybe this year, really, when things were really tight when it came to money, and just struggling for a while, with the results of the lockdown and the pandemic, and that whole thing, and how that affected me financially. That was pretty tough. I mean, it's always one of these things where it's like I want to say something, but then part of me is like, other people had it worse, which is true. Lots of people had it far worse than me. So part of me feels like I have no right to complain or no right to say anything. But then I also believe, like, just because people have had it worse, that doesn't mean you shouldn't express the things that you're going through. Like the fact that somebody else had it worse doesn't mean that, you're not allowed to feel the things you feel. But then it's like competing ideals with me. Like I do believe, I have every right to express how tough it's been for me. But then part of me is like, shut up, don't complain. You've had it easy compared to so many people, and I don't know, man. It's like, what's that word? Is that cognitive dissonance? Is that the right word? It's probably not, by the way. let me just pretend I'm smart for a moment. Cognitive dissonance. I think cognitive means something else. Not maybe something completely different, but I'm pretty sure it's something to do with competing ideas. Maybe not in the way that I'm expressing it, but or maybe it is. I don't know. I'm either really smart or I just pretend to be. I'm probably just pretending to be. But yeah, it's just like that's kind of like my brain a lot of the time, where it's like I want to say something, but then part of me is like I feel like I have no right to say anything, even though I believe everybody should be able to express themselves. It's like just constant back and forth in my own head. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels like that, where you just kind of in your own head a lot of the time and just kind of feeling like there's things you want to say, but then you don't know whether you should say it. But then it's like, you should say it, but then should you say it? Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. All I know is that for 2022, or really from now onwards, I'm just trying to figure out what is best for me, because I feel like a lot of, well, I don't know, maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but certainly a good portion of my existence, I don't always put myself first. I'm not to say that I never do, by the way. It's not. I do, I do. But there's maybe a lot of times where I haven't, and I should have. And I don't want to be. I feel like there's a difference between being selfish and being inconsiderate. And I feel like being selfish isn't strictly speaking a bad thing, but being inconsiderate is, because I do think it's important to consider how your actions affects other people, especially if they have a negative effect on other people. But at the same time, it's you gotta do what's right for you, because everybody else is doing what's right for them. I kind of grew up hearing things like, anytime I've wanted to do something, and it's like, oh, you're just being selfish, and that sort of thing. And so it's always like what the other person wanted. And it's like, well, what about me? It's kind of like that. Something like, what about me? What about what I want? What about what I'm trying to do? Why is when I'm trying to just be myself, it's such a bad thing? I don't know. I'm just rambling. Nobody's even in right now. Nobody's even watching right now. But I guess that means everybody's got better things to do and tune into my random live stream and hear me rant about stuff that. But anyway, a couple of people came in and left real quick. So I guess nobody wants to hear me talk about stuff. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure. Hopefully it means that you guys are just having a good time, and having some fun, and just doing cool things for yourself and for the people that you love, and the people that care about you. Hopefully that's what it means. But yeah, it is a pretty random thing. I just came in my car. Well, I didn't come in my car, but I'm in my car, just someplace in Northwest 8. And right, yeah, let me just go live. I haven't been live for a little bit. I haven't posted any content for a little bit, actually. Some of you guys know that I was kind of taking a little break of sorts from the last live stream up until whenever. I mean, I guess I wasn't necessarily planning on like never doing anything. I always kind of think to myself, I might do something. And this is my might, I guess. But yeah, I haven't reposted any content or done any lives up until now. And yeah, a lot of that was just kind of things myself. I do feel like I need to take a little break. Christmas, New Year's, and everything else coming up, and people trying to just do different things, and stay with hang with their families, with their friends, that sort of stuff. And I thought, yeah, let me just take a little break. It's a good time to take a little break and then come back. But yeah, I just thought for now, let me just jump on real quick, talk for a little while. And yeah, I just hope everybody is doing okay. Hope everybody and those who aren't doing okay, I hope you're able to get the help that you need. Because one thing I'm realizing, I joked about needing therapy earlier, but I feel like a lot of us need therapy, and the issue is that therapy's expensive, man. It is so expensive. Even like the BetterHelp stuff, I looked that up once. BetterHelp, and it's cheaper, right? And even if you could get like one of those discount codes, it's even cheaper, but it ain't cheap, It ain't cheap. It's maybe it's something you can do. Well, I don't know about you, maybe depending on what your wallet is, but I feel like it's something you can do like once, like say for 1 or 2 weeks, and then you have to kind of leave it for a while, and then maybe come back a few months later and then do maybe another 1 or 2 weeks. That's the kind of price it is. This is drooping actually. What's going on here? Let me adjust that real quick. That is drooping. That whole thing is drooping. So yeah, it's kind of like that. Which I mean, I guess it's something. I suppose it's something, but I feel like if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it properly, and in that, try to have as many weeks in a row as possible, rather than a little bit here, a little bit there. Because I feel like if you're doing anything, consistency, as much consistency with it as possible. So in the meantime, until then, it's like, yeah, need to find some other ways to figure out what's going on in my head and how to deal with it. So yeah, I know what I don't want to do, because I hear people say things like, men aren't emotional, women are emotional, men aren't emotional, men are logical. I hear people say things like that. I don't think that's true. I feel like men and women are just about as emotional as each other, and just about as logical and rational as each other. I think the main difference is, at least in my experience, and I don't know, maybe some smarter person could say otherwise, but I feel like the main difference is that men, oftentimes, we don't really learn how to deal with our emotions, and it comes out in such unconstructive ways a lot of the times. Like, how many times you hear about some guy who got rejected and then went and stalked the woman afterwards and started sending her all kinds of dick pics and whatever else, and harassing her online and stuff like that because he got rejected. How many times you hear that, or something like that? That's not rational behavior. That is emotional. It's just emotional behavior when you don't know how to deal with your emotions, because we're often told, like, men don't cry, men don't show feelings, men are strong, men don't show weakness. We're often told that kind of stuff, and then we even make fun of people. Like, I remember being like, in the early days, yo, what up, Sam? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I am. I don't even know. I mean, I want to say I'm okay, but I don't know. I think I'm okay. I think I'm mostly okay, but if I need to be honest, I'm probably not okay, and just kind of rambling a little bit about how men, oftentimes we don't deal with emotions that well, because we're often told, like, man up, and that whole thing, and men don't cry and boys don't cry, all that sort of stuff as kids. And I can remember being young, and we'd make fun of the people who'd cry. Someone who'd fall over and start crying, we'll make fun of them and call them all kinds of stuff. And from that, it's like, I feel like we don't often, I'm sure there's women like this as well, but let me speak about dudes for a moment. I let someone else talk about women. Someone more experienced can talk about women. But yeah, I just feel like with guys, we don't deal with emotions, and when it's time to be emotional, we often let it out in ways that are just so unconstructive. And I feel like I don't want to do that. I don't want to carry that around. I saw a video, well, a few videos actually. It was called "Why Straight Men Hate Women," which, by its title, seems ludicrous, right? But then I was watching a video, and it kind of made sense. What they're really talking about is how men oftentimes are, abusive to women or rude or what's worse, I can't remember right now, but yeah, saying things like not really caring and that kind of thing. And when I think about it, I don't think it's a case of men hate women, at least not, well, for most guys, I don't think it's that case, but I do think a lot of us are dealing with trauma that we're not being honest about. And that's one of the ways it manifests itself, that it comes out in ways where we're not being open or honest about how we feel because we're not supposed to feel things, and it comes out in ways that are maybe hurt the people around us. And then part of the manliness is the whole thing about ego and not admitting when you're wrong, and yeah, I don't want to carry that around anymore. I don't want to do that. I'm trying to avoid becoming that. But yeah, there isn't really an outlet for men. The male population definitely get the raw end of the deal. It isn't right, indeed. And yeah, it's just I feel like I've been pretending a lot, and I don't want to do that. I feel like a lot of my life has just been pretending with things and pretending that everything's are okay, and I don't want to keep doing that. I feel like I don't want to carry that around anymore, because it's such a heavy burden. Like, it doesn't feel heavy at first. Like, in the beginning, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit, right? Whatever. But over the years, it's like it's just such a heavy burden when you just feel like you can't be yourself. We just can't express yourself around certain people, and it's like, yeah. But yeah, I just feel like a lot of guys we're a lot of us are probably dealing with a lot of like trauma and things like that from our childhoods that we just don't address and we don't really talk about, and we just keep pretending like everything's okay. It's fine. I've got this. It's fine. I've got this. I can handle that. It's fine. I've got this. But I don't know. Maybe it's not fine. In fact, it's clearly not fine if there's a decent number of us lashing out at people to the point where a lot of women seem to think that men don't even like women. Like, that's kind of an issue. I think when women start to believe that men don't like women, it's kind of an issue. I don't think it's a case of men not liking women. I just feel like we don't know how to deal with things, and a lot of us don't admit that or won't admit that. So it becomes this vicious kind of cycle of traumatic behavior, toxic behavior. And I don't like that term toxic masculinity, to be honest. I feel like it's a misnomer. I feel like it doesn't really address what's happening. I know a lot of people throw that word around, toxic masculinity. I don't think it's that. I feel like that is a phrase that doesn't really address the issue. There is definitely toxicity, but I don't think calling it toxic masculinity is a way of dealing. I feel like that's a way of kind of putting a band-aid over it. Or what's the word? Band-aid? Not band-aid? I'm not American. Why am I saying band-aid? Plaster. It's like putting a plaster over it. It makes it look okay. It makes it seem like you're dealing with stuff, but you're not really. You're not really. Like, I mean, what is toxic masculinity? What is it? Because any kind of behavior that you look up that gets called toxic masculinity are often the things that we get praised for. Aggressiveness, being forceful with things, pushing hard, going the extra mile. What I mean? Like, being dedicated, super focused and that kind of thing. Those are the things that create or allow for, I should say rather, or leads to a lot of these toxic behaviors. But those are the things that we get praised for. Those are things that we're congratulated on. Like, we get congratulated on being a guy at the workplace who stayed behind and worked really hard and closed that deal. But then when the effects of that, where you spent so much time on something that you haven't made time for yourself, and now you're suffering mentally over it, it's toxic masculinity, where you don't know how to deal with the effects of that trauma. It's toxic masculinity. I don't know. It just seems like a vicious circle at times. getting praised for the things that you get in a that are detrimental, or at least lead to. Big love to you. I appreciate you, Sam. Big love to you too. But yeah, and I just felt like I needed to ramble, talk, get stuff off my mind, get stuff off my chest. So yeah, like gaslighting, that word is thrown around a lot when they don't really understand what gaslighting actually means. Yeah, indeed, indeed, indeed. I know I've been in situations where I felt like I was being gaslit, and yeah, I feel like there's times when, and I saw somebody tweet this actually, which resonated with me because I've had this experience as well. They said what was she saying now? She said people will say that that you're bad vibes. People say that you're a bad person or that you're mean or whatever when you're just setting boundaries. You know, when you decide to set a boundary about what people can say to you or how people can treat you, you set a boundary, and then people would bring it back to you and say that, oh, you're just a mean person, or you're just a this and you're that, and you know what I mean, that happens. And it's like, we can't even respect each other's boundaries. You know, what are we doing here? What are we fighting for? You know, what's this whole save humanity about? It's like, what are we doing? We're just going to be mean to each other and be egotistical and arrogant and put people down and make people feel bad about things that you've caused. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sure people have had this experience as well, as somebody tried to make you feel bad about something that was their fault. You know, and it sucks, especially when it's like family members, because like, you know, you want to be respectful and that whole thing, but it gets so difficult when you can't talk to people because they won't admit there's a problem, you know. That is actually dangerous, making people doubt themselves, messes you up, but people use it over minor stuff. Yeah, yeah. There's like people who've been in relationships who are constantly being made to feel like everything is their fault. You know, no matter what it is, whether it's small or big, it's always their fault. People will cause problems and then blame it on somebody else. Who'll say that, oh, it only happened because you did this. Oh, you should have put that over there. It would have been fine if you put it over there. It's always somehow somebody else's fault. And then the problem is that a lot of us, you know, we have insecurities about certain things, right? You know, we deal with insecurities. And when you're hearing it all the time, especially from, say, authority figures, you know, sometimes you start to believe it yourself. Like you said, it messes with your mind. And it's like, you can't really allow people to make you believe that you're nothing but a fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, you can't allow that, because when you start to believe that yourself, that's all you are. Nah, it's not. Yeah. Some people gotta love from a distance. You know, just from a big distance. But yeah. Well, oh yeah. But how's you doing, Sam? How's COVID? Hopefully that's all okay now. But how you been? How was your Christmas and New Year's coming up? 2022 coming up. How's you guys doing? How's you guys been? Big hugs, not actual hugs, because you know. I appreciate you, Sam. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Uh, yeah. Part of me is like, I know what I need to do, but boy, that money thing's an issue. I'll tell you that. I don't know. Maybe I need to like meet some rich chick. Thanks, I need to do. Where do rich girls hang out? I could be. You know, I got that email. I just remember I got an email the other day. That message, where that lady was offering me. Was it 4,000? I can't remember, $3,000 or $4,000 to be her sugar daddy or sugar baby or whatever it was. Man, I need to find that and but I turned it down. I was like, man, now I'm thinking, damn, man, maybe I should go find that message again and be, hey, is this offer still available? Is this offer still available? I mean, you know. I'm getting there slowly. I was in hospital the night because chest issues, but getting there. I'm just tired now. Ah, sorry about that. Big hugs to you, Sam. We're glad you're getting there. Appreciate you, Gilbert. Thank you for leaving that message, even though it made absolutely no sense at all. Apparently, people are just going into chats and leaving these random messages. That's a couple of times happened to me before. But yeah, somebody told me that it's a thing. People just go around leaving these weird messages in people's chats. Like, I don't know what it serves. I don't know if there's some kind of end goal or what it's supposed to do. I don't know, but people are weird. People are weird, and not always in a good way. Desperate times, no, exactly, exactly. I was just looking up mortgages, right, and what kind of mortgage I can get, and it told me that I mean, to be fair, I probably didn't put in it super accurate, so it might actually be lower, maybe a little bit higher in it if I did it properly. But I guess as a kind of a rough idea of the kind of mortgage that I would be eligible for would be around £45,000. £45,000. You cannot buy a house for £45,000. You cannot buy a house. You can't even buy a flat, but you could even buy a bloody parking space for £45,000. That's what I'd be eligible for a mortgage, £45,000. Which, I mean, to be fair, it's not the it's not the end of the world. It's not like, I mean, there are still options, but to be honest, the options are what I figured they'll probably be, which is things like what's it called? What's it called? Half rent? No, that's not it. I can't remember anymore. Part buy. Is it called part buy share? I can't remember what it's called, but it's like when you own part of the house and then but you don't own the rest of it. So you live in the whole house, right? Or they live in the whole, whatever it is, the flat, the house, whatever you're buying. You live in the whole thing, but you own a portion of it and you pay rent on the rest of it. And then over time, you could potentially buy the rest of it. I figured that's probably what I'm going to have to go for. And this, I guess, kind of confirmed that. Because, yeah, £45,000, but I'm not sure you can get a tent for £45,000. Mate. It's taking me an hour just to do pots. Keep having to start. Just doing my head in. Oh, you got someone to help you? Oh wait, no, you did say everybody had it. Yeah, so I guess it's kind of the whole. Yeah, sorry. Yo, Tessie Mystic 420. What that say? I just want to screen. That's not what I want to do. I want to screen too fast. There we go. Tessie Mystic 420. Just saw the thumbnail and wanted to say hello. I hope you're having a great night. I appreciate you testing mistake. Hope you're having a good night too. It's daytime in Arizona. Okay, nice. It is 20 to 6 p.m. right now. So 20 minutes to 6 p.m. in the evening right now in merry old England. And it's morning. So I guess you just woke up, or no, maybe not too long ago woke up. I'm getting ready to go home and go to bed. So I mean, I don't know, 6 p.m. right now. I think by the time I get home, it could be quite late. Depends on what happens between here and there. 10:42 p.m. a.m. rather. 10:42 a.m. Okay, so Arizona, that's on the west coast then, if I'm doing my math right. You're on the west coast. I'm not all too familiar with, I mean, I know some American geography. Arizona, I don't think I know where that is, but I'm guessing that'd be on the west coast. Just going by the time zone. Yep, awesome. California love. Dun, 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 dun. Although it's not California, it's Arizona. Arizona is a state, right? Isn't it? Arizona love. Dun, 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 dun. Arizona knows how to party. But yeah, I'm just right now. I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I think overall I am okay. I'm just going through a lot of thoughts right now that I'm trying to get off my mind, and that's all. Appreciate you guys tuning in. All the things you could be doing, you decided to tune in and listen to me ramble for a little bit, so I appreciate it, guys. Next to California and New Mexico. Okay, I think I know that. So you kind of like sort of guess south of California where the border is, and then yeah, I think I know roughly where that is then. Awesome. Ellie has been working. When he had COVID, he slept, but I read that wrong. It has been working. When he had COVID, he slept by my mother. I don't get that luxury. How's it going? Alan Evans, 37. Yeah. We're just talking about the year, how it's been, and all the feelings. All the feelings. Not all good feelings. But it has been some good times this year. It has been some good times this year, and it is important to remember the positives. So you're actually looking to get a mortgage. Yeah, I mean, my living arrangements right now are not exactly ideal. And the next place I move to, I don't want to rent. You know, I feel I'm getting. I mean, I think I'm beyond that point where I'd rather own the property. That being said, yeah, with the type of mortgage I'd be able to afford, it's probably going to be a part by part rent situation, which is fine. I mean, like I say, it's not a terrible thing. There are sort of options you can take from there and potentially buy the rest of it as you go along. But yeah, it's yeah, I think that's what I'm looking at, part by part rent, and then just seeing what that does for myself and what kind of place I can get. Hopefully I can get something decent. It doesn't, I mean, it don't need to be like big enough like that. I don't need like a big mansion or anything crazy, but I think I want something that at least has, 2-3 bedrooms, even if it is going to be just me for a while. I'd want something with at least a few rooms, just so one, it means that I could expand, right? And also when I fire all my when I have that orgy session, there'll be plenty of rooms for everybody to sit. So that's why I want a place with at least 2-3 rooms. You need space for that sort of stuff. When I do my gangbang, I need some space. This time of year always gets me in my feelings. Don't worry about it. Move up north, a hell of a lot cheaper. Ain't that the truth? London's so bloody expensive, man, especially when it comes to property. Especially. I like London, I really do. I've lived there my whole life, part of me is like, I don't want to leave, but I guess I don't know. Maybe maybe I don't have much of a choice. I don't know. We'll see how things go. But yeah, everywhere is cheaper out when it comes to like stuff outside London. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I know why London's expensive. I guess we all know why London's expensive. I mean, it's kind of the place to be if you're looking for whether it's work opportunities. And I mean, of course, you could work anywhere, but you know what I mean? Like a lot of the work opportunities are here. A lot of the like the studios are here, and you know the filming and the music and all that sort of stuff. Whatever you want to do, there's opportunities for it in London. Um, the downside, of course, is that everybody's trying to get those same opportunities. So it's kind of like you're just competing against everyone. And for those of us who don't really like to compete, you're gonna have to compete. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. I'm fourth generation Phoenix Arizona. Never wanted to live anywhere else. I would say till next time. I appreciate you, pessimistic. But yeah, I feel like I mean, I don't know if I would. I mean, I would live other places. I think I would. It's not like on my mind as something to definitely do, but I think I would. But I think if I were to move outside London, I'd want to move outside of England. Like I feel like if I'm gonna do it, I'd want to do it. You know what I mean? Like go to like I don't know, maybe go to America and live in New York or something like that, or you know, or Canada, live in Toronto, or you know what I mean. If I'm going to move outside London, I'd want to move outside London. That's how kind of feel, but it's more like I would, but it's not really like a priority for me. Like I know some people like it's their dream to live in certain parts of the world. I kind of think about that sort of stuff from time to time, and I think it'd be cool to live in other parts of the world, but it's not a priority for me. It's more like if the opportunity comes, I might do it. If not, then you could buy a 3-bedroom with a garden for less than 100K here. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. 3-bedroom, a garden, bruh. The house that I grew up in, my dad bought that in, I think 70 something, maybe like mid 70s. I think he bought it, and he bought it for I think 150,000 at the time, and that was there was 1, 2, 3 bedrooms on the top floor, or 3 rooms on the top floor, and then the ground floor was 1, 2. There's 2 rooms on the ground floor, and then toilet downstairs, the toilet and bathroom upstairs, kitchen downstairs, and then and a garden and a front porch as well. And this is like 70s he bought that, so maybe around about 75, I think, around about say mid 70s, 150,000. That house now, you could not buy for 150,000. Like if I wanted to buy the house that I grew up in, it'd be way more than 150,000. Like by the time he sold it for I think 380 at the time. And this is maybe close to 10 years ago now he sold it. But he sold it for about 380,000. It was worth more, but he sold it for less because there was some damage to the house, and I think he just wanted a quick sell. So it went for less than was actually worth. But even still, it was like 380. And the last time I passed that house maybe a few months ago. Just driving and I happened to pass it, and I was looking at it, and whoever lives there now, they fixed it up. They definitely fixed it up. Like I was like, raw. That's that house I used to. Raw. They fixed it up. Like I used to have a broken wall on the outside where the gate used to be. It broke off. We're some badass kids, by the way. You know, it's got a repaint. They put some nice little lights on the outside as well. They fixed it up. So yeah, whatever they I mean, yes, this is like 10 years ago. So like whatever they bought it for, let's say 380, by now I'm sure it's worth more than that. So yeah. If I wanted to buy the house that I grew up in, but I need a lot more money than I got right now. But yeah, that's the way it goes. The way the cookie crumbles. It's almost 2022. Just a few more days of 2022. We don't always know what the future will hold, but, you know, God willing, we'll do okay. We'll go in there with positive minds, trying our best. Things might not always go the way we want them to go, but we keep moving forward. We keep trying. What'd you say? Rubber bank? Was it? So, yeah, basically needs a rubber bank. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I've got the mask for it as well. Just cover my face a little bit. Hoodie up. Yeah. I'd like to make a withdrawal. Put money in a bag. Yeah, that's exactly what I need to do. You know what, though? I mean, I imagine it's probably a lot. I mean, it's going to be hard to rob a bank. I know that. I'm not wishing no one a happy new year. Well, just whatever happens, we'll try and deal with it. Whether it's good or bad, try and deal with it as best we can. I won't grass you up. I appreciate you, Sam. I might split some money with you then. Hush money, hush money. Here you go, here you go. But yeah, I was thinking, like, banks these days probably don't keep that much money in the bank itself. You're being a bank robber. Yeah. Like back in the day, like, you know, you watch those movies where, you know, like the Wild Wild West movies, and they go to rob a bank and they have all that money in like a safe or whatever in the bank. Like, I can't imagine that still happens today. You know, I can't imagine that still happens today. Like when you go to the bank and you make something, you pay some money in and whatever, you know, I can't imagine that actually stays in the bank. I mean, I don't know, by the way. I don't know. I'm just saying I can't imagine that actually stays in the bank. Like my guess would be that same day, like maybe even 2 or 3 times a day, any money that gets paid into the bank is taken to like well, not all the money, of course. It needs some money to make withdrawals or whatever, but you know, I think like a lot of the money that's paid into a bank at certain points of the day, they're probably taking it to like a secure facility, you know, some proper super secure, heavily guarded, you know, safe or whatever place that nobody even, well, of course somebody has to know where it is, but you know, like something like that. That's my guess. So I think if you try to rob a bank, you'd have to know when they come to collect the money so that you get there before they collect the money, and that way you'd have, you know, the biggest amount of money, biggest take that you can get, because the money that you keep in a till, like at any one time, is probably maybe just a few thousands. You know what I mean? Like it can't be more than in the actual tills where you go to the cashier, like they probably, like in each cashier, they probably have something like, and I'm guessing, I'm just guessing, I really don't know, it's not like I've researched this, I'm just guessing. But the money they have in the cashier, they probably only have like maybe like £1,000 in a cashier each time. This is drooping again. And they do that so that, yeah, anybody robs, the most you might get is £1,000, which, yeah, it's still a lot of money. But I mean, is £1,000 worth, you know, the time you're going to spend in jail for? Like, probably not, right? So if you're going to rob a bank, you want the big money. You know what I mean? You want the money. So like, you'd have to know when they come to collect it, and either rob the collector or rob the bank before the collection's done to get the most amount of money you can get. But yeah, you need people on the inside, I think, to know that kind of stuff. You need people on the inside, people who work at the bank, who are going to help you out. Maybe even hook you up with some like passcodes or something like that so you can get in and not set the alarm off and that whole thing. But yeah, we're legit talking about robbing the bank right now. Nah. In case anybody from YouTube is watching, we're not really going to rob a bank. We're not really going to rob a bank. We're just spitting out thoughts. That's all. We're just spitting out thoughts. We're not going to rob a bank. Don't rob banks. It's bad. Don't rob anything. It's bad. It's not good to rob things. It might be good to rub things. That's not good to rob things. Don't rob things. Rub, don't rob. That's the message that I want to deliver today. Rub, don't rob. Just rob the van. It's probably easier to rob the van. You think those? I mean, they probably do have weapons with them. Like maybe not guns, because you need like, I think only police in the UK carry guns. Well, not only the police, but you know, those guys probably don't carry guns. But they might. But I think they do carry like batons, because I'm pretty sure I've seen them with batons, and they will definitely beat you up. Like they won't have no problem with like beating the shit out of you with a baton. So you might have to. You might need to like learn some martial arts or something. Yeah, I mean, like learn some like fight moves. So you can like disarm them real quick. Or maybe like get like a gas thing and like set the gas canister off so that they just pass out. Apart from Alan's rocket, you can still that. Oh yeah. Apart from that, you can steal it and sell it to NASA. They can use to fuel a jet or something like that. You hear that, Alan? If you see in the chat, Alan, we're gonna steal your pee and sell it to NASA. We could probably. How much do you think we could get for Alan's pee? I think NASA would pay a lot of money for it. To be honest with you, I think NASA might pay a lot of money for that. Because one, actually, wait a minute. You got to think about these things. Because you don't want to make them feel like there's an endless supply of it, right? You want to make it feel there's some kind of scarcity. That way they pay more. But at the same time, you don't want to feel like it's too scarce, right? So like, you know, they ain't trying to take a piss for you. So I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we could sell it to us. I think you could get a good deal. We might need a broker, you know, but aside from that, I think you can get a good deal. Selling Alan's pee to NASA. I just watched a film on Netflix the other day. It's called Don't Look Up. It's a new film. I think it only came out like a few days ago. Pretty cool, actually. I quite enjoyed it. It was about the end of the world and how the scientists discovered there's a meteorite or rocket, no, comet rather, heading to Earth, and they're trying to warn everybody. But well, as you might imagine, everybody listens. So I won't say too much because I won't spoil it for you. But it's a pretty cool film. It's got Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, and Bay Supreme, Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is in that movie. I watched Don't Look Up. I was a little bored, to be honest. Okay, fair enough. I liked it. Sam did not. Okay. That's how it goes sometimes. I'm quite happy to sell my... keeps going too fast. I'm quite happy to sell my rocket fuel to you. Now, you ain't sell it to us. We're stealing it from you. Okay, let's get that right. We're stealing it from you, and then we're selling it to NASA. That's how that goes. Stealing it from Alan, selling it to NASA. That's what's happening. Yeah. I watched quite a few films actually over the Christmas period. I was watching mostly the Star Wars movies actually. I watched like all the Star Wars movies. Well, all the main Star Wars movies. And what else did I watch? I watched The Suicide Squad, which is pretty cool. I like that. Birds of Prey, which that was pretty decent as well. It was better than I thought it would be. So, you know, I quite enjoyed that. What else? What else did I watch? I watched loads of stuff. I don't even remember anymore. Oof. I was watching... Was there something on Netflix? I don't remember, but yeah, I watched. Oh yeah, I watched Die Hard as well. I watched that over the Christmas period. The non-Christmas movie, Christmas movie. I already sold most of it to Nessa. Ah, damn it! Damn it! Alan's cuts out the deal, man. Alan's cuts out the deal. We'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. Christmas classic. No one agrees with me that it's not a... Well, not nobody. A few people agree with me, to be fair. What was it? It was like 30% of people agreed with that it's not a Christmas movie. 32%. So the overwhelming majority are wrong. The overwhelming majority... I shouldn't surprise me, actually. I should have known. You know, sometimes when you're right, you're alone. That's how it goes. Sometimes when you're right, you're alone. This is this is how it is. This is how it is. But yeah, I mean, Christmas movie or not, I do like Die Hard. It's a cool film. Because your viewpoint is wrong. It's a cool film. There's a bit in that film that I forgot about, actually, where John McClane is, he's running through like the building, right? And he's in like, the parts of the building that haven't been like developed and stuff like that, right? Anyway, he's running through the building and somebody's put like a poster on the wall of this like half naked woman, like, her breasts are showing and that kind of thing. And he's passing it. And he stops for like maybe 2-3 seconds to look at the picture and then moves on. And it seems like, you got all these terrorists around, your life's in danger, people are after you, you try and rescue people, you're trying to save the day, and you take a few moments to look at the bare-breasted woman. And I was kind of thinking to myself, you know what? I'd probably do the same thing. I'd probably do. I can't be mad at that. I'd probably do the same thing. So I'm not saying you should, by the way. I'm not saying it's good to. I'm saying that I'd probably do the same thing. I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at, this guy was like, yeah, terrorists in this building. We're in this real serious situation. Yeah, let me stop to take a look at these breasts for a moment. Oh, mate. And that guy, one of the bad guys, when it's like, I think they're all kind of waiting for John to come down an elevator or the lift or whatever it was. I can't remember anymore, but I think they're waiting for something. So all got their guns out ready and waiting. And then one of the bad guys is like, he's by like the snacks bar, and right while he's waiting, he kind of sneaks his hand on the snack bar to like take one of the Hershey's. And I was like, yep, I'd probably do the same thing. Some guys coming to try and kill you. Yeah, let me get a snack real quick. I'll probably do the same thing. I can't be mad at that. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying I'll probably do the same thing. You overdo it. Oh man, you guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate putting me in a good old mood. But yeah, it is 6 minutes past 6 p.m. I think it's about time I started wrapping up and heading back. But I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you coming through. Of all the things you could have been doing on this 29th of December, Wednesday evening, you decided to spend a little time with me. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate doing it. But yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I'm not sure Alan did vote, now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure I saw Alan's name in the voting thingy. I mean, it's probably too late to check now because it's a few days back, more than a few days back. But let me see if I can find out. But Alan, I'm not sure if you voted or not because I can't remember. But even if you didn't vote, oh wait, yeah, okay, yeah. Now that you're here, Al, real quick before we end today. And I guess it doesn't matter which one you pick because whatever, right? I think the results have already come in, so it doesn't really matter too much. But anyway, just for us, Alan, Die Hard, the first Die Hard in particular, Die Hard from 1980, whatever it was, Die Hard, the very first Die Hard movie with Bruce Willis, Nakatomi Building, Nakatomi Tower, all that. Die Hard, the very first Die Hard movie. Is that a Christmas movie or not? Alan, where you at, fam? Where you at? What say you, Al? Okay, I just got all the voters up here, so yeah, no, Al didn't vote on the Insta thing. You still there, Al? Okay, maybe he's gone already then. Okay, maybe Al gone already. All right, no bother, no bother. Maybe next time we find out what Alan's stance on Die Hard is. But yeah, 32. I got it on my screen now. 32% said, "Nah, it is not a Christmas movie," but the overwhelming majority of 68% like, "Yippee ki yay!" Oh well, oh well. Like I say, still a good movie nonetheless. Oh wait, you did answer. My bad. I missed that bit. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that bit. I didn't see that you answered it. Okay. Uh. Yes, it is a Christmas movie. Okay. Yes. Okay. Oh well. I'm pretty much on my own. Well, me and 32% of the well, just. Oh well. Anyway. But yeah, guys, and I appreciate coming through. Yeah, I guess it's probably the last one until the New Year's, and then we'll see how things go from there. But hopefully, God willing, be back on the regular streams and regular content before too long. But between now and whenever, hope you guys have fun, stay safe, be good, and if you can't be good at it. And yeah, 2022, few days away. Sam says not wishing anybody Happy New Year. I get it. I appreciate it. But, whatever happens, whether it's good or bad, for the 2022, hopefully we could all deal with it. And hopefully we could learn from our mistakes, learn from the things that don't go our way, and, do better in the things that we're trying to do well in, and that whole thing. And yeah, well, I think that's okay. I think we can say that. But guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong. We're only going to get stronger. How many is 32%? I don't know, Let me see if I can find out real quick. 6 people. So 13 people said yes, it is. 6 people said no, it isn't. So well, I guess 14 now with Alan's, and it's like Christmas. But yeah, that was 6 people that said no, it's not, of all the people who voted. So not quite on my own, but oh well. We'll see. Maybe next year I'll change my mind. Maybe, or maybe not. Maybe next year you'll change your mind. Maybe, or maybe not. We'll see. But anyway, guys, yeah, that's gonna be it for now. I'm a head out. I'm gonna log off, and I'm gonna head home. So until whenever, if ever, peace.